I graduated school learning how to label the mitochondria, but I didn't know how to fix my credit score. So here's some things that I think you need to know outside of school that will really benefit your life. I think the first one is actually how to build credit smart, um, and make it really easy, not to a point where it's completely frustrating and you know you're taking some things out. No, this is the super simple way of doing it, and I think this will benefit your life completely. Um, to build credit, you need a credit card, obviously. If you don't have one, you know, there's some great ones out there. I think Chase has some really good ones. Discover is probably the best one you can get, like especially for a starter card. Um, but anything like that will help you kind of lead in and get into the credit score area. You need a credit score because it just helps you out with everything in your life. If you ever need a loan or you ever need certain situations where you're just kind of low on cash, but you know you can make more money and you need the credit for it, it'll just help you out. So the first thing you got to do is kind of take that step in that direction, get a credit card and go in that. Once you have the credit card, you do not buy expensive things with it. I would honestly only take maybe 3 or 4 credit card payments a month. I mean, if you can handle that and pay them off right when you get them, you will do great. I would suggest gas. A lot of people suggest groceries. I typically only do gas, and then I'll do maybe one meal from a restaurant a week. And I make sure I pay those off immediately. And it really does a great job of just building your credit score super quickly. Once you start to have higher purchases, if you have like a business or you have anything that you want to work on outside of there, then you can obviously use your credit to buy that, especially if you already have the cash. If you have the cash, use your credit card, buy the item, throw the cash into there, done. And you've done a really good job with kind of building credit immediately, and it helps you out a lot. Number 2 is how to cook a decent meal. This is something you kind of take for granted, especially while living with your parents or living at the house. And it's something that's so important. Now I understand groceries are extremely expensive, but we're getting to a point where it's like, okay, you need to grow up. You can't eat fast food every day of your life, especially at the point where if you want to progress in your life and make more money, you can't eat fast food every day of your life. So how to cook a decent meal is very important. All you need is an air fryer. You could use a toaster oven, maybe one pan for pan searing food, and then one pot for boiling water and cooking pasta. And once you kind of have those things down and dialed, dude, you'll be so fine. If you can figure out how to just cook chicken to the right temperature so it is juicy and not completely dry, then you'll have a way better eating experience at home. You'll probably enjoy cooking. You kind of get to do your own thing and add your own cooking flair, and you get to make whatever you want. It's super awesome and super beneficial. That being said, learning how to buy your groceries properly and make sure you actually go grocery shopping properly and come home with pretty much everything you'll need for the week, that's another very important thing you need to learn. So kind of throwing that in there. If you can learn how to just develop, like with proteins, a grain, a fiber, and have enough for your week at home, you'll enjoy your time at home a lot more. You'll probably end up picking up a pan to cook or anything to start cooking a lot more, and you'll just enjoy yourself a lot more. Number 3 is probably learning how to invest properly. There's 2 types of ways of investing. There's the improper way of investing, and there's the proper way of investing. The proper way is I call the boring way, and boring is fine because it generates tons of money. If you can actually invest your money properly, you can go through many things and develop many skills through there that kind of just ad over and over and over and over again. Like investing in the S&P 500 on the stock market, throwing your money into a Roth IRA, having kind of extremely long-term investment goals. That's the way to go. Short-term investment, yeah, it's risky, and you can do. There are people that make money from it, but one, I'm not a financial advisor. I would never give any, like, this is not telling you what to invest in right now, but I think there are certain areas of your life where it's like, okay, long-term investment will always kill over short-term investing. If you're short-term investing, or day trading or doing certain things like that, it's very disappointing. Also, investment outside of the stock market is super important. Don't think that you can't buy an asset right now. There's many assets you can have, especially like in the $3,000 to $4,000 range, that can help develop you as a person and learning how to just handle small assets. Buying a pressure washer, learning how to start a pressure washing business, buying tools, those are assets. Even developing skills, like paying for skills to learn, that is an asset that adds value to you and yourself. Once you start to learn how to develop those and go through those, you will have a way better time outside. Number 4 is actually learn how to learn skills. That is one of the most useful and beneficial things I've learned in my life. Start from the beginning, okay? You will never be good if you start in the middle or start at the end. You have to go through your baby steps every time with any skill, whether it's basketball, whether it's sales, whether it's learning how to ride a bike, juggling, whether it's, these are things that are in my life that I've developed. You have to start at the beginning. And it's so important that if you can start any skill not knowing anything and you ask as many questions, you will learn as much of that skill as you possibly can. And you'll probably get really good at it very quickly. So yeah, you have to start at the beginning with all of these. If you're not and you're rushing and you're like, I want to do this, typically what tends to happen is you get there, you start rushing, and then you find yourself in a point where it's like, I've put hours into this skill and I have to go back to the beginning and I have to go and learn this. Start at the beginning, learn these things, learn all the traits, and learn as much as you can outside of there, because you will develop skills, one, way faster than normal, and two, you will develop them more thorough and better than most people can. And for this next one, I would suggest learn how to listen more than you speak. And this is coming from a guy who has spoken plenty of times, in times where I look back and I'm like, man, I wish I just listened more. I wish I opened my ears up more. Because if you can learn how to listen, people will give you great advice, and you need to learn how to take it, learn how to hop onto that. Listening does one of the most beneficial things in your life. One, it develops friendships. If you're actually listening to people tend to enjoy people who listen to them and who have full conversations with them and actually care about how they're doing more than how that person speaking to them is doing. It's always a very important thing to listen out to people and learn how to kind of develop that nature of your life, where you'll have so many more friends, you'll have mentors, you'll have people in your life that really start to care about you at that point, and that they will help push you along more than ever. Another thing that school just did not teach me was how to properly manage relationships. Managers in nature fire people. That's something that they do. And I think firing old relationships that are bad and negative for you are some of the most important things you can do in your life. If you can kick out people that really suck and really just kind of drain the life out of you, then you'll start to learn that, okay, I can put more energy into people that do care about me than people that don't, and people that are benefiting to my life than people that don't. I'm not saying that you only hang out with people that benefit your life. However, I am saying notice the people that drain your day, where you walk home and you're tired and you're more exhausted. You're like, what's going on here? And you feel just more drained. And notice the people that you walk away from, and you're like, man, I really enjoyed that experience. I really enjoyed being around Craig or whoever the heck, Tommy or Dylan. And I'd rather be around them a lot more. And learn how to develop those relationships properly. If you can start doing that, then you will be in such a good position when you're older. Don't worry about the people or the kids that are bothering you. Don't worry about all that crap. They don't really matter. The people that do matter are going to help you develop your life into what it needs to be. And they're there for you. Following God and putting your life down into that will always develop you in a way that I think is truly beneficial. So these are some things that I think school did not teach you, but I think you should go out and learn anyways, because they are super important and you definitely need them in your life. Yeah, good talking.